Hi friends, Gene Perry here with the Freehands Academy. Welcome to the channel. Today is Thursday, June 30th. I'm getting ready to get on a plane and go to Panama, but before I do, I'm going to record a few moments and talk about my trip out to the Parker in Palm Springs, where I had a really fun gig about 3 weeks back. Thanks for tuning in. About 4 weeks back, I had an opportunity to perform with or in conjunction with artisan events out in the Palm Springs area. So occasionally I do events for them out there. Sometimes there are wedding receptions and sometimes parties, corporate get-togethers, things of that nature. And the Parker is this beautiful hotel that's been renovated and done up in a very kind of glamorous Hollywood type Palm Springs style. I was performing outside, and so thankfully it was in the evening, and I found a little bit of shade. There was shade from me, and I was glad to have about 90 minutes to set up for the performance. That extra 30 minutes was really helpful because you never really take into account parking or having to roll all your gear in and set up and that sort of thing. Thankfully, they had power all set up, and it was a quick setup. One of the things that I did this time out, because I had a looper on my pedal board at the time, was to dial in a sound with my, I used a pair of KSC K12s, and I just basically looped my part and then was able to kind of walk around to different parts of the outdoor area. And I've got some video of that, and boy, that was really helpful because it helped me to kind of get levels and EQ things. So that was a first. The other thing that became a problem while I was there, and this is something to consider if you're playing on a lawn, is bugs. It's gig day, so cheers to that. And so one of the learning lessons I'm having while I'm here and getting ready to set up is bug spray. So I am on a lawn, a lot of lawn. There's bugs out here. So a little bummed about that. So just try to, I guess, shake them off. So as a Chapman stick player, you don't have like a free hand to kind of swat away like flies, gnats, and things like that. So I asked the coordinator. Of course, he was very prepared, and he had bug spray. So he hooked me up. That was, one to add for the gig bag for those summer gigs is bug spray. Another thing was I was wishing I had an extension cable or a power strip that was green, because when you're playing on a lawn, things that are white stand out in kind of an obnoxious way. The other item that I'm noticing here is that I have a white extension cable, and that's just ugly. So that's another kind of learning opportunity there. What else? Just ready for some fun. Yeah, it should be fun. Might want to get a black extension cord and or green, or possibly even a power strip that's green, so it kind of blends in for those outdoor gigs. What else? I'm trying out the K12 K2s, which are a little bit more headroom, but more or less the same as the K12s, a little bit more powerful. They have some different settings, presets for bass and these live and kind of like things like for more spoken, if you're just doing kind of like a book reading or using it as just a general public address kind of PA. So enjoyed using those. Tried out the Boss Looper, the RC5. Very simple pedal if you're just using one track of looping. A very intricate and complicated pedal if you're also triggering its onboard drum beats and triggering backing tracks, which is something I'm looking to explore in the future. So what else? Learning lessons from the Parker were find shade, leave ample time for parking, bring bug spray, 2 of everything. I brought 2 instruments, 4 of every cable, and a pair of speakers, always handy to have. Also another kind of thing I won't let happen again is I don't want to use my phone for my set list. So I generally have 4 set lists with 10 songs each, and I'll post that perhaps I'll post some of the songs that I'm playing. But if you're using your phone for your set list, you're going to be reaching down to look at it after every single song. So from here on out, I'll be printing set lists just because it's easier. And I'll probably put 2 to each side so they're nice and big. And then also, one other kind of spontaneous thing that happened was at the end of the evening, all the people were getting together and they were getting ready to go to another kind of after party. And so I put on, I think Black Eyed Peas, what's the song? Tonight's going to be a good night. It's that song. And the timing was perfect. And so I remember the coordinator looked over at me and he was like, nice touch. And so that was not planned, but certainly appreciated. It was a fun show, about 3 hours. I do about 50 minutes of music and then about 10-minute break. And I'll also do a video coming up on my new pedal board. So that was put together by Tone Zone LA, and so that will have a lot of functionality built into it, and I'm really anxious to share that with you. So super excited. Listen, that's as much as I got for this week. When we talk next, I will be in Quito, Ecuador, preparing for my first show in South America. So very excited about that, and I'll tell you all about it next week. Cheers.